So today I'm gonna be working on my new air compressor, and what I'm gonna be doing, I'm gonna be installing air pressure cutoff switch. So that's what today's video gonna be about. Hopefully all gonna go right and I can make it happen, and hopefully the weather not gonna change for worse, because today's weather is unpredictable. So stick around guys, and I hope you guys gonna like the video. Hello and welcome to another Xterra video where I work on my truck. Sometimes I'm successful, sometimes I'm not. So in today's video I'm coming back to my new air compressor, and I'm gonna start doing some modification to it. And what I'm planning to do, I'm planning to install the pressure switch. Because as of now, the way it's set up, once you power it up, it's gonna continue working, and even until it reaches 100 PSI, it's not gonna shut off or nothing gonna happen. It's gonna continue working until it either overheats and it trips the circuit, or it breaks, or the airline ruptures or anything. But I don't want any of that. So that's why I picked up one of these pressure switches. That's what I'm gonna try to do. I'm gonna wire it in. So what it's gonna do, once it reaches certain amount PSI, in my case I picked up the one for 120 PSI. When it reaches 120 PSI, it's gonna shut off on its own. So my plan is to take this apart, and that's where we're gonna install our pressure switch. The thing is, the connection over here is not really the regular connection. It's something strange, and like a regular half-inch connectors, they don't work there. So I had to pick up this reducer from Amazon. It's actually I guess it's made for specially for this kind of stuff. So then we can convert it from this strange connection type to a regular. In our case, it's gonna be a 1/4-inch MPT. Let's take this out and let's start taking this apart. So let's unscrew this. In this case, it's 14 millimeter. So I'm just gonna hold it over there just in case, so it doesn't spin. But this comes out very easy. And this is out. Now we're gonna remove these 4 Allen screws. Alright, so all the bolts are out. So now let's try to carefully remove this. Alright, and this is apart. Now from all of these wires, all we care about is only this little wire here, going from on and off switch. So this wire we're gonna cut over here, and we're gonna extend it with a new piece of wire going into our pressure switch. So that will act as a double switch, which is actually gonna be turning on and off the unit when the pressure reaches a certain amount. So we're gonna cut this and extend it over into here. Cut it in the middle. Now let's strip this cable to expose the copper. So now I'm gonna take just a small piece of wire, and I'm gonna push it to the grommet over here where the existing wires are going. Not gonna make any new holes. And now I'm just gonna splice this all together. And now just by simply using the V connectors, so some people call them B connectors, I'm gonna crimp these wires together. Alright, so this is done, and I also put some electrical tape around it just to be on the safe side, but that might not be necessary. So now I'm just gonna assemble this together, and we're gonna work on our pressure switch over here. Alright, all the bolts are back in place, so now I'm just cleaning up this old Teflon tape from the threads over there, just removing them carefully so it's all clean there before we put the new ones. Alright, so now we can proceed assembling it all back together. Put these handles back. Now unfortunately, because we're changing these connectors and they're slightly different, and it's gonna be slightly different layout, we're not gonna be able to reuse this piece, the one that goes over here. But really it's not doing anything, it's just for a visual, so we're not gonna use that. We're gonna screw this straight into there, and this is actually gonna create more airflow. So now I'm gonna put a Teflon tape around here, and we're gonna screw it in there. Just remember, the way to put a Teflon tape, you have to put it same way you're gonna be screwing it into the threads. That way it's gonna get tighter as you tighten it up. And now let's just carefully screw it in. Make it tight enough, but not too tight, not to strip the threads. We don't want that. Now the next step, I'm gonna put this 1/4 T, and I'm planning to put it like that, so my pressure switch is gonna be facing down. That way it's gonna be more protected, I feel like. So this is gonna be something like that. So now I'm just gonna put a Teflon tape over here and Teflon tape over here. Screw it all in place, make sure it's all tight, and we're almost done. So my plan is to keep this switch in this position, but now I run into slight issues that I have no space over here for the connectors. So I had to make a quick run to the store and I pick up these connectors over here, the 90 degrees. So hopefully with them it will be enough room for me to clear it over here to put it in there. Alright guys, so unfortunately I was not able to make this facing down the way I wanted. There was no way for me, I don't know why. I was not able. This is as tight as it gets, and I don't want to over torque it and break the threads on either of these parts. But anyways, this is gonna be protected. The way I'm gonna put it up, this is gonna be protected. So now I'm gonna route my wire to here, and I'm still gonna put these two 90-degree connectors like that, and this part is almost done. Now I'm just gonna cut this wire shorter because this is just gonna be like this, and then it's gonna go into here. So I'm gonna strip this. Now this cable I'm also gonna put in a wire loom, so that's gonna be something like this. Just gonna put the wire inside there. Just like that. I'm also gonna put this heat shrink over here, which we're gonna use in a minute. Now let's put our connectors. Right, now let's just crimp this connection over here, and a second one. Perfect. Give it a little pull and it sits there perfect. Now I'm just gonna slide these heat shrinks over it, and I'm gonna heat shrink this. Perfect. This is not going anywhere. So now I'm just gonna push this all back inside there. So I even added some little electrical tape over here, so now it's all nice and neat, at least I think it is. So now we can connect this in place over here, just like that. And this wire, we can leave it as it is, or I can do something. Maybe I can secure it over here as well. So let's see what I can do. So my original plan was to use these black zip ties and secure it over here, but this is too thick and there's not enough threads for the screw to grab in. So I think I'm gonna try to use these straps and secure it like that. So let's see what happens. Alright guys, this is done. So I ended up putting just one over here. I think it's already pretty good. It's not gonna go anywhere, and I think it came out alright. It's not the best, not the worst. So I think that's pretty good. So now I'm just gonna put the last piece over here and we're done. Now I also picked up this 3-way that I'm planning to use soon for my 4-tire inflation system. So actually from here I'm gonna remove this piece, and this piece is gonna go over here. So once again I'm gonna put some Teflon over here. And we are guys done. This is gonna be our new quick disconnect. We have a pressure switch over here, so now it's all good. Alright guys, so I just did a little test, but unfortunately it does not work. So it seems to be that this switch is not good. It does not cut off the power. So I'm gonna replace it, gonna have to get a new one, and then we'll test it again.
One eternity later.
Alright guys, so last time I tried to test this and it didn't work, and unfortunately my camera even died, so that's why I even recorded that portion with the phone, and I didn't want to turn it on anymore because it was just kept on working and it was not shutting down. So I returned this piece back and I got a new one. I ordered exactly the same brand, just with a different PSI from 100 to 70 PSI, so I decided to give it a shot again. So let's connect it. Now this valve is open, so if I turn it on, it should start working. But when I turn this valve off, hopefully it's gonna stop. Alright, and it stops. This is working. So it feels the pressure in there and it stops working. If I open it, it starts again. Beautiful. Glad it's finally working. So this part is done. I still have more modification to do with this compressor. I'm gonna see how I'm gonna mount it in the back. And then also I'm planning to do the 4-tie inflate system. Once I have it mounted and all set up in the back, hopefully it's gonna be one of the next videos or one after another video. I don't know, we'll see, as long as I get all the parts in time. So stay tuned guys, there's gonna be more and more updates and upgrades and stuff with this compressor and of course with my truck. I'm glad it's working. My next big step is trying to figure out how I'm gonna wire it up. I have some idea, hopefully it's all gonna work out. So stay tuned guys, and hopefully that video is gonna be soon. But anyway guys, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you might find it helpful, and as always, until next time everybody, bye.